What's up, mamas? I'm Rebecca. You're watching the Reseller Mom Show, and today I'm trying out a little series. I'm not going to do it all the time, but I do have time in the car when I'm by myself, and so I thought about kind of making a series where it's like drive time with Rebecca, and it's just a chit chat video of some things on my mind. So this will be the first one, and we'll see. You know, my drive to the bins is about 25 minutes, and I won't talk for that whole time, but I thought it would be great multitasking to make use of that time and have that opportunity to make some more content and just have more of those like chit chat videos where it's not a specific tip. It's not like I need to show you something. I don't need to be at the storage unit. I don't need to be at home in the reselling room, but I just need to be you and me sharing some things that I'm thinking about and asking you your opinions, your comments, your feedback, because I will say, one of the reasons why I really like having this YouTube thing, this little community of reselling moms, is that I do get to hear back from you. I don't get it a lot because I know that you guys are busy, and so not everybody leaves comments and not everybody remembers to, you know, like the video. But I'm going to say, like the video on the way out, leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this and some of the topics that we talk about today. But just when you can, interact back with me. I read every single comment. I reply back to every single comment. It helps me decide what kind of content to make. It helps me in the ways that I do it. And it lets me know what else you guys are thinking. Because if I've learned anything from having this channel is that even though we have reselling and momming in common, we all go about it so differently because our lives are so different. We live in different places, and there are so many nuances to it, but that's an opportunity not to say, oh, well, we can't connect, but to learn more from each other and to expand what we're already doing because someone else is looking at it from a completely different point of view or operating their business in a completely different way. So leave me comments on this if you can, even if you don't do it right away, but you come back to it, like that would be awesome. And so the two topics that I was thinking of, and hopefully I don't forget them, the two topics I thought I would go over quickly today are, if you don't ask, you don't get. And then the second one is just really trying to think complimentary. And I don't know if it's thinking complementarily. I don't know the word, but thinking complimentary-ish. I don't know. But so the first one is, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I've had so many examples of this in reselling, and I've shared a lot of them. Like, if you've been following me, you'll know that like one day I just randomly went into my dry cleaner when I was picking up dry cleaning clothes and was like, hey, what do you do with your abandoned dry cleaning clothes? And she's like, actually, they're stressing me out. I have so much of them. I don't know what to do with them. And I was like, give them to me. And so she wouldn't take any money. She gave me hundreds and hundreds of items. I had to make 2 different trips with my Santa Fe. You know, I have a giant SUV truck thing, not truck, trunk. And, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. Like, I would have never gotten those clothes for completely free if I hadn't just randomly asked her. There's been so many examples of that. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. But the one that I was just thinking of now is I stopped in to a Going Postal. I don't know if they have those everywhere, but it's like a UPS store, but like not a UPS store, not a name brand UPS store, but mail service place. And I dropped off some packages, and I don't always do that, but it just kind of when it works out. And so I dropped off the packages, and the guy there, his name is Joe. He's super nice, and I love people named Joe. I don't know why. There's a bunch of Joes in my life. I love people named Joe. But anyway, they're always so cool. Like, hey, Joe, bye, Joe, whatever. So anyway, I said to Joe, I never knew you guys had mailboxes here. Like, I just always went in to drop packages. I never knew, and I don't need mail services because I can do all that online and stuff. I don't usually need to pay for mail services from them. So I was like, I didn't know you guys had boxes here. You know, I stopped in over the weekend, and there was a different lady there, and she was very nice, but, you know, didn't know all the whole thing. She wasn't Joe. Come on, she wasn't Joe. And so she said that, you know, I asked her the price, and it's very inexpensive, like sickening inexpensive, in that I pay like double that at the UPS store where I have my P.O. box. And I guess it's not really a P.O. box, it's a UPS box, whatever. And so I'm like, I want one of their boxes because it's a little bit farther than my UPS store. But what I was considering, and I did a video on how to like save on your expenses, and one of the things that I was considering on saving on my particular expenses was to get rid of the UPS box, which is about $300 a year, and going to a P.O. box at an actual post office. But for me, I don't have one nearby. Like the easiest one to get to, I have to pay tolls, and it takes about 25 minutes to get there. So I would not be going as often, but since I'm not really doing eBay right now, I have no real reason to go there regularly. It would just be when something comes. If I'm not getting returns very often, I wouldn't have a reason to, and so maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I could save a ton of money because I think it's only like $80 at the post office for a year. So then this guy is like in between distance wise. I wouldn't have to pay tolls. He's only like 10 minutes down the road, and I usually go that way for things. And sorry, this is turning out to be a longer story than I thought. So anyway, so that's only $150. And so she told me, but she said like they're all full, like the people never leave them. There's no wait, because I said, is there a wait list? And so today when I went in, I thought, let me just mention it to Joe, because Joe probably knows a little bit more of what's going on. And, you know, he's known me because I've gone in there so many times now. So I'm like, Joe, what's the deal with the P.O. boxes? Like, I didn't know you had them. I would love one. I'm already over here. Like, I would hop over to you in a second. You know, because I was considering going to the post office, and I said, can I get on a waiting list? And so he said, yeah, put your name and number down. So here's the thing. I had asked the other day, and she said, no, there's no waiting list. And then I go to Joe, and now all of a sudden there's a waiting list. Now, is it going to get me a P.O. box? I don't know. But at least I'm one step closer to where I want to be than I was the other day. And if I didn't ask again, or if I didn't ask to begin with, I wouldn't ever get. And who knows, maybe 2 months from now, somebody's gonna, you know, close up their business. You know, I feel so bad. But then I get their P.O. box. So, you know, like, you don't know what there's a lot of little small businesses in my little area. And so I have a feeling it's those kinds of people just like me that need a P.O. box, need a legit address, don't want it to be their house kind of thing. So it's just one of those things that really reinforces it. And then that's what got me thinking, one, I should share that, because if you're not the kind of person to typically ask for things, just try it. Like, it can't hurt. And I'm not that person. I am a person that asks. Sometimes I forget to ask, and I could ask more for more things and think out of the box with it. But normally I'm a pretty assertive, pretty confident, pretty out there kind of person that would ask. And so I thought, you know, not everyone is like me. And that's what this channel has taught me, is that not everybody thinks like me. Not everybody is like me, and I can learn from them and they can learn from me. And so my tip on this is just ask. Just think out of the box and ask. It can't hurt. There's no hard feelings. And sometimes, especially if it's in like a small business environment type of thing, people appreciate that, because if they're working with small businesses, or they are a small business or entrepreneur or whatever, like, they're going to respect the balls, if you will, or they're going to respect the hustle, or they're going to respect the trying. And it can't hurt, and it doesn't do anything. Now, when you're dealing with like a regular person, you know, that's not an entrepreneur, that it's not in a business setting, you know, let's say you want to ask your friend if she wants to consign her nice Fendi purse that she has, that she never wears, that you know is just sitting in her closet, and you want to sell it for her. Like, maybe that's a different story. You need to be a little more delicate. But hey, it still doesn't hurt to ask, just think about it a little bit. Think about how you can ask in a nice way that won't put, pressure or strain on your relationship, and, just get up some balls and do it. So that's that tip, is just, if you don't ask, you don't get. You can apply it in so many ways, and it's so obvious, but I felt like it was worth saying because I even forget about it sometimes, and I'm an asker. So be an asker and see what it does for your business. And as far as the comments go, leave me a comment. Do you do this? Is this something that scares the heck out of you? Tell me about it, because like I say, I would love to get to know who's watching these videos, what you watch them for, what you find interesting about them. Some people keep coming back, some people probably don't, and that's okay too. And so I just want to know more about you guys too, so that I can make content that makes sense for you. So are you an asker? Does it scare the heck out of you to become an asker? Will you try it? Did you try it? What happened? Tell me everything. And I'm just really curious. So that's kind of the first part of it. And we're at about 10 minutes. So I'm going to make the second part pretty quick, because I wanted it to be a semi-short video. Haha, that never happens. So the second part was basically just trying to think in a complimentary way. And I'm going to be doing some more content on this. I don't have all of my thoughts formulated yet to do a specific video, but you guys know that obviously I'm a reseller. And then I'm also doing print on demand, like t-shirts and stuff like that. Those two are unrelated, but related in that they're in the online world. And because of that, then I ended up doing the YouTube channel, which is directly related to reselling. So that's a complimentary thing where I can come on, have another revenue stream, talk about reselling and what I'm already doing. It's not like I came on here talking about orange socks and it's a completely separate thing and a completely separate audience. So it's reselling business, reselling content area. That's the Reseller Mom Show. Then I have, the Reseller Mom Show Etsy store, where I sell the printable products and resources and tools and thrifter stuff. And so that business is complementary to the Reseller Mom Show, which is complementary to reselling in general. And so that doesn't mean that all of you need to go and make a YouTube channel, though if you wanted to and you thought you'd be good at it, I think that would be great. Doesn't mean all of you have to go out there and make an Etsy store with, printable downloads, but if that's what turns you on, then go for it. But what it does mean is that you can think about something related to reselling that is a complementary business for you. Maybe you are super crafty and you want to upcycle stuff. And so when you're at the bins, not only are you looking for things that you can resell straight up as it is, but you're also looking for materials and things that you can upcycle and turn into something else. And then that becomes a second hustle for you. And also a nice creative outlet. I would love to do that. Once Gio's in school and I have more time, I'd love to do that. That would be super fun. So I say that as an example with reselling, but it could be a completely separate thing. If you are already a homeschooling mom, you can do a homeschool channel, and then you can also have print on demand, printable homeschool resources. And that's just an example, and obviously that's a big niche on its own, but I'm just using it as an example. So I just encourage you to consider, because I'm not the kind of person that is going to be the lady that tells you need to do this, because lately I'm just so over those channels that do that. It's fine if that's what they want, and if a person that watches those channels likes that, then that's fine. But to me, that's very off-putting. I hate when people are like, you need to do this and you're doing it wrong, and I hate that. That drives me crazy. Tell me in the comments below, does that drive you crazy, or is that something that you're attracted to because you need that tough love? I'm usually a responder to tough love, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like somebody telling me what to do with my business and that I'm maybe doing things wrong when it's such a personal decision makes me crazy. But yes, so trying to think about your business in a complimentary way, trying to think about things that you already do. Can you turn that into a secondary hustle? Can you expand your audience or find a complementary audience? What could you do that allows you to expand, but not in the opposite direction, in like a parallel direction, I guess is maybe a visual way to put it. So I'm working on that. There's lots of things that I'm already doing that I feel are complementary business models and complementary things. And I do worry, and I think some people probably think, namely like my mom and my husband and my sister, probably think I'm crazy, can't focus on one thing, start all this stuff. And that's true. I am a little all over the place, but I'm also finding my way, and finding what works for me requires you to try different things. And so you don't have to do everything for forever, but if you can find 2 or 3 things that complement each other, that give you as much as you are getting from it, then I think that's a great way to go. Like if I just did reselling, like shut up, Rebecca, don't make another piece of content, just put your head down, buy stuff, sell stuff, I'd probably be a little bit miserable. Like I'd probably make more money for sure, but I would be miserable because I would have no creative outlet, no print on demand creativity, no content creativity, no community talking to you guys and hearing back from you. Like that would be a miserable existence. I would not like that. I don't love reselling that much to only do that. I just can't. But having set up what I have right now, which is the reselling business, the print on demand business, the Reseller Mom show, and the products that go along with the Reseller Mom show, that gives me an opportunity every day to do something different, to grow and utilize different parts of my brain, different skills that I have, and learn new skills like YouTube, learning new skills, Instagram, learning new skills, social media in general, creativity stuff, like how to use some of these graphic design, software and websites and whatever. I've learned so much and it feels so good because I love learning. So anyway, that was a big giant ramble. That is Drive Time with Rebecca, or I don't know what I'm going to call this. I kind of want to call it Drive Time with Rebecca or something like that. Maybe I'll come up with a catchier name. If you have an idea for a name and I haven't come up with a good name, leave it in the comments down below. And go ahead and like this video on the way out, because it helps me and it helps YouTube and it helps other people find this content. And just, is a quick little way that you can respond back. If you can't leave me a comment, I get it, we're busy moms. Just leave me a thumbs up and lets me know that you watched it and that, you thought it was okie dokie. So that's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you'll come back again. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel for more Reseller Mom content. Have a nice day.